It was like eating a crunchy wrapped in a chamois leather. When Motley Crue opened for Ozzy Osbourne's Bark at the Moon Tour in 1984. Ozzy recalls that it was one continuous alcohol and drug-induced tour. I don't remember the shows, to be honest with you. Naturally, high jinks, sex, drugs and rock and roll were bountiful amid the heady mix of the tour bus, but this escalated a little further than usual on one. It was simply a tour of who could outgross the next man, you know, Ozzy states. One night on the tour, Lee recalls, we were all drinking and doing a lot of cocaine, and it was getting late at night. We pulled into a fancy hotel in Florida, and Ozzy saw a popsicle stick lying on the ground, and there was a trail of ants walking towards it. He took his chance to win the title of the most gross man on the tour, and, in an instant, he was down on his knees and snorting ants. I snorted ants on this tour, says Mr. Osbourne, almost in disbelief at his own actions. It was crazy stuff, adds Lee. I didn't know what to say. I just thought, dear God, this guy is crazy. It's no secret that there's a downside to all this, apart from killing a family of ants trying to eat your discarded ice lolly. And Ozzy isn't afraid to admit it. As he once put it, I go a bit crazy sometimes. I almost killed someone once. It wasn't fun. I'm a bit crazy. The stress of work, the pressure, everyone else having a stop valve, and me not having one. Fortunately, he has since clearly cleaned up his act and he is still with us today. As he concludes regarding his cleaner future, I know that I'm here. I believe that I'm here for a purpose. I believe in forces of fate. The Grossout after snorting a line of ants, Ozzy upped the ante by urinating on the floor and licking it up. Nikki Sixx rose to the challenge and also peed, but Ozzy beat him to his own urine. From that moment on, Sixx later recalled, we always knew that wherever we were, there was someone who was sicker and more disgusting than we were. There isn't one piece of rock and roll excess that Motley Crue hasn't at least touched on at one point or another. Tommy Lee's version. Without even looking at his growing audience, he knelt down and, getting the dress soggy in the puddle, lapped it up. Then he stood up, eyes blazing and mouth wet with urine, looked straight at me and said, "Do that, Sixx." Tommy Lee picks up the story from there, saying that Sixx tried to outdo Ozzy at his own game. All of a sudden, we're sitting out by the pool having drinks, and Nikki pisses on the ground and goes to lick up his own piss to freak Ozzy out. Well, Ozzy beats him to the punch and starts licking it up. This is fucked up. What's wrong with you two?